Welcome to another installment of Ask Adam. This week's question comes from Garnet Vulcans, and Garnet asks, what causes the northern lights? It's a simple question with a complex answer. To answer this one, we're going up to space and talking about space weather. Starting at the source, which is the sun, every now and then, the sun has what's called a coronal mass ejection, or CME for short. This is when the sun ejects part of its corona, which includes plasma and charged particles. And there's a scale for this. Starting at G1, which is considered minor, and then up to G5, which is extreme. That can result in power grid failures, but also spectacular auroras that go all the way down to the Caribbean. And this happens every now and then, not very common, but most recently, it happened last year, May 10th through 11th in 2024. There were low-latitude auroras, but fortunately, there wasn't any power grid failure. There were disruptions to radio comms and GPS systems, and the likely cause of this? A large sunspot cluster that's 17 times the diameter of Earth. We're talking about a massive scale here. Now let's get into what creates the color, what we see. It's something behind the scenes here. Earth has a magnetic field of its own, and without this, we wouldn't be here. This protects us from radiation that comes through space. So you get that CME from the sun, charged protons come at us, get deflected around the magnetic field, looking for a weakness, an entry point to get into our atmosphere, and it finds that at the poles, both the North and South Pole. Once those charged particles get into our atmosphere, they interact with molecules in our air. And depending on what level of the atmosphere and what molecules they're interacting with, creates different colors. Red auroras above 200 kilometers interact with oxygen molecules, and that's the most common type of aurora. Blue auroras, 100 to 200 kilometers up, that's nitrogen. You can also see green and pink. Now, there are different levels to our atmosphere. Remember I said we're talking about space weather? Well, on a day-to-day basis, when I'm on the news discussing your forecast, 100% of that occurs in the troposphere, the lowermost level of the atmosphere. You keep going up, you hit the stratosphere, then the mesosphere. You find yourself dealing with what's called the Kármán line, and that's where scientists tend to agree is the difference between our atmosphere and space. And right above that, in the thermosphere, that's where the auroras are occurring, so very high up. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where it's possible to see an aurora, get as far north as you can, get as far away from lights as you can, and decrease that light pollution. And another tip is you can use your camera or your phone to take pictures, long exposure, because those lenses are much more sensitive to light than the human eye. So you might be able to see something through your camera that you yourself can't see in person. I love this question. Garnet, thank you so much for asking it. I hope you always continue to ask questions and stay curious.